here we have 2 shows a day, so we don't have that much free time. Other shows, maybe we can go to the center and then come back and then do the show. It all depends where we're working. But at the moment, the day is that we wake up, we have breakfast, we watch our phones a little bit, have coffee, and then start preparing for the show.
Very famous. It was called Busch Roland.
Extra.
You want something, Annie?
Yeah.
It's not possible to do here the high school. So we're here seeing the horses. This is going to be the high school. I think the rest stays for the moment.
It's not many changes. It's okay. No?
Well, for sure they're gonna change some stuff after.
I just need to practice for myself a little bit. Yes. I warm up a little bit before my act, so that I get the feeling. So when I go in the ring, it's fresh in my mind. But the preparing for me is not so much like for Pascal, because Pascal does comedy and his props need more preparation time than mine. I juggle footballs and that, so I just have to like put the footballs on the stand and then it's ready to go.
You are ready to go?
Because
They're going to do another day
another
with
bit
time.
more they want to do it in the ring, and that is not
okay.
possible today. We know that.
Okay.
Other days maybe yes.
Okay.
Well, I think so for sure.
Okay then, let's go.
Okay. Hello. Morning. Also, wir machen am Anfang eine Parade, ja?
Then I'm like, now I want to buy
Okay.
another one.
Pascal, du bist jetzt schon mal Parade. Bisschen, ja? Okay.
We're going to start now with the opening rehearsals. The parade is starting from here now, and everybody in line comes up, and then the light comes on, and the orchestra starts to play jingle bells. Five, six, seven, eight. Jingle bells, jingle bells, jingle away. Okay, there we go. Stop. Ding dong, ding dong, ding dong, ding dong. Hold on. Five, six, seven, eight. Jingle bells, jingle away. Oh, what fun it is to
I'm the 4th generation of circus family, so from my father's mother's father. For me, I was born in this life. For me, it's normal. I've seen so much, been through and experienced so much. I mean, when I was a child, I was obviously practicing my act since I was 7, and my sister I was practicing with her. She was 5 when she started this foot juggling act. But also not even just the act point of view, also school. Like, I was in England and every week we changed school. I was in a different school every time we went, and for me at that time it didn't bother me because it was my life. I was just used to that. I mean, now thinking about it, it's like a lot of work.
You explain the lights first or after? What do you think? No? Okay. Then it's easy. Only what is...
Yes, so only what is important for the cues is necessary. The rest is no me importa, no? I was 4 years old, and I went with my family to see a circus show, and then I saw the circus and I saw the clowns in that show, and I thought, "Oh, this is what I want to do. I like this very much." I don't even know what it did to me back then, but apparently it did something to me, because otherwise I wouldn't sitting right here. Sometimes I also ask myself, why did that happen? But I liked it for some reason, and yeah, that sounds really stupid, but I never got it out of my system. My father died when I was 6, and in those 3 years after that, also all my grandparents from both sides died, and some more relatives and close people were close. So then when you are like in between 6 and 10, that is quite heavy. But the thing is, then, because I wanted to be and had that dream to be an artist, that's where, of course, when you don't feel so happy at certain moments, you start to hold on the dream. That helped me through this time. So I think that is a very, very important part of my life, where I decided really to do everything what it takes to be what I am now. And sometimes you don't even realize this anymore, because I do this now for so many years. You start to think completely different, but it all started with that. Yes.
Ist vielleicht ein bisschen zu schnell, ein klein bisschen langsamer, ja, ein bisschen langsamer. You better not jump, you better not run, you better not run. The love is coming to town. He's making us journey fast. We gotta run out for your last. Santa Claus is coming to town.
It's not possible you do some more or less like this, the orchestra. When I say grazie al sole mio, I say grazie mamma mia pizzeria.
My father, like me, grew up being in circus ever since he was a child. His main act was juggling, but now that he's older, he has decided to do a little bit more comical, because comedy you also have, you just have it. Sometimes you cannot practice comedy, or you're a funny character or you're not. And my father was always a funny guy. With our life, it's always a mixed match. Sometimes we're working together, other times we're years apart. It's sad, but that's just how our life goes. My parents are there for me for any situation, and of course we're always in contact, even if we're not together by caravans and next to each other. We're on the phones all the time, but anytime I need them or whatever, they're always there for me. My father helped me a lot with my career and also who I am now. So yes, me and my family have a very good family bond.
When finish the dogs, I will say bravo, Italia, and sole mio. Okay?
Okay, schnell etwas essen.
Ja, kein Problem, machst du lange Licht, ja.
Und dann bin ich in ja, eine halbe Stunde wieder zurück.
No, we are not tranquilo. It's Arbeit. And tomorrow service start 2, no? And I thought, tomorrow just 1.
No.
Viel Arbeit. 2. 2 ohne Manege.
Her mother is English, her father is Portuguese, and we live in Spain. So sometimes when we're here with the four of us, we have a mixed conversation, and sometimes we have our own kind of language and we talk in English with some Spanish words in the sentence, and it is really, or sometimes when her father is in an emotional state, then he doesn't think and start to speak Portuguese that you then have to understand. So
no, but it's not just with my family, it's like with friends, especially with us. We have friends from all around the world. So like here we have people from Switzerland and from Holland and from everywhere, Italian, and like we just, if we know how to speak it, we speak with them and that. So like backstage it's just a mix of all languages, all blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Quería pensar que somos nosotros que hacemos el mundo, ¿no? Todos, ¿eh?
¿Tú has dicho la idea de Santa Claus? ¿Van a hacer?
But they, instead of Santa Claus,
we got in a relationship in Holland, and then we was like, that season finished, and or because it's not easy to always get a job together, so or we separate or we continue to work together, but then we would also then have to live together, because you're not going to bring always 2 caravans and 2 transports, and it's just more work. And if you are going to see yourself in a future with somebody, you want to make the easy and best way. And with this life you have to sometimes make decisions faster or risk things more. I think when you're in a home, you have a relationship with somebody, you know where they live, and you kind of probably live there for years and years and years. And with us, like, we're lucky if we do a year in one place together. Sometimes it's even just a month somewhere or a week somewhere, you know. It's just difficult. And with relationships, of course, like everyone, but when we're traveling a lot, trust is like the main thing, otherwise it's not gonna happen.
For me it's more like a logic thing, but I'm actually feeling at home where we are at the moment. I don't know, it's you get used to it, you know. In the beginning when I was younger, I missed home because where I would grow up and stuff like that. But now it's, as long as I see stuff that I can refer to, so that it's like, or you, or the caravan, or your family, then I feel already, you start to feel relaxed, and that is some like your home. I don't know how to explain that really, but for us it's that it's a little bit different, and you have to be a little bit more with an open mind, think about things.
Me and Pascal like live together, we work together, we eat together, we everything together. So for example, I think like in a normal family, you have a certain job, you leave home, you do your job at a certain time, like, I don't know, 4 or 5, 6 o'clock, you come home, and then you all have a story to tell, you talk. But for us, there's so many times that we're just in the caravan, we don't even talk to each other because we know always what's going on, so there's nothing really to say, you know.
Working, living, breathing,
everything together, always,
everything,
24 hours. I'm not nervous. The only time I was nervous, there's only 2 times I remember when I started, and every time my father watches me, because he's the one that taught me my act, between my mother and father, but my father more, and like I always want to work perfect for him, and every time he watches I always like, he sees every little detail, and you know, like for other people that don't notice anything, he notices everything. So when he watches, that's the only time that I feel a bit nervous. But other than that, like for the audience and everything, for me it feels very natural. I just feel my character and my act, and then it actually goes just quite well. I mean, for me, I'm not a shy person. My childhood was, I saw it very fun. There was like 2 hours of the day that we started practicing this act, but also as also like a game, like fun, until then when I started working, then after it got more serious. But my childhood was actually very good. So also being and going to schools, normal schools, also made us interact also with normal kids. They obviously, when we go to the class, they're like, there's a new girl here for 1 week. They're all like, oh, I want to play with her today, I want to be with her. But then it's a shame because we also cannot, well, I personally could not get attached and have a real friend, because after a week or 2 weeks we was left the place. So to have actually real friends is very difficult, I think, because you're not in a time enough to get that connection with somebody. So for me, family is always very important, because yeah, family's family.
I started to do other things first in the circus. They gave me a chance, and then slowly they said, okay, you can be in the opening, you can be a clown, what you like to do. Then after that, they gave me another chance to do my first Christmas circus. So that was the first time I could work together with the director, who was also a clown in the ring. And that was 15 years ago, and that's how I slowly started. And then it's like a big long process of learning, and seeing how much you want to achieve what I actually do now, because it's really not easy, especially if you're not.
It's not easy, this life.
Especially if you're coming from the outside. The first time when you go from home, it's difficult. I tell you, it is difficult. And I was quite young, so but I didn't know anything. I went and I got the chance. I didn't know how to put the legs down from a caravan, how to connect water, or how to connect your electric. Nothing. I had no one who also explained me that, because in circus everybody does their own things. They really don't care so much about each other, also when they don't know you. And I was, of course, a young guy who was just what actually was he doing there, you know, for others. The caravan we got from the director there, of course, and I was happy that I could start to work somewhere. And I was then in Germany, in Kalkar. When you sleep in the night, the heater, we switched the heater off. So you had to. I slept with, I don't know how many coats and things and jackets on, under a blanket that my nose felt like, I think it was like as red as normally when I work in the show, and it was ridiculous. But he wanted to have it for safety, and then you take it because you're young and you want something. You have a goal, you have a vision.
That's the thing, you know, like. For example, I'm born in circus life, so and show business. So, for example, people know like my grandfather and my father. So when they hear like maybe my name or whatever, they have also a certain respect. Also because I'm from this business and I know how it goes. When people come from like normal life and they come into the circus or show business, sometimes not just the directors, and not take advantage, but they like, because they don't know everything about this life, they think then they can do and say things different. But because he was new and he wanted to fit in, and he he accepted those things. Obviously now not, but when he was starting out, I think he thought, okay, if the director tells me to do this, it must be for a reason, but I know how it goes. And so that's, I think, also a big difference now.
I learned everything the hard way, because I was just new, and I listened to the people around who was around me and said, you have to do this and that, because I thought it was like that. I didn't know any better.
Honey?
He's gone.
He's gone.
Yeah, he's just a second gone past it. Why?
Is it possible if you can take maybe this ball later or something? Or you got that going there?
Yeah, I'm going to go and watch a show. But it won't fit in here now, will it? Or will it?
Pascal,
Ja?
okay?
Verstehe je niet.
Ridere chi dice,
Ja?
verte ruiva.
Ja.
So come on to the acrobatic meter.
So when you come inside,
okay?
it's in the
Yeah.
middle. When you come, it's in the middle. So
Yeah.
as
So
long
it's
as
okay.
as long as when you start working, it's there. Huh?
That's good.
Yeah.
Hallo, guten Abend. Guten Abend. Ich bin Pascal und heute Abend habe ich auch einen Zaubertrick für Sie. Ja. Einen Moment bitte. Vielleicht hier. Heute Abend habe ich auch einen Zaubertrick für Sie.
Das klingt wirklich gut.
Ja, super.
Dann kann's ja losgehen. Zu Beginn nimm das mitgelieferte Bandana aus der Schachtel.
Was?
Du hast schon richtig gehört. Halt es einfach mit dem durch.
Ja, okay. Ja.
Nimm das gefaltete Bandana und halte es versteckt in deiner linken Hand. Jetzt kommt der schöne Teil. Das Publikum hat keine Ahnung, dass du nur so getan hast, als würdest du das Bandana in den Beutel geben. Denn in Wirklichkeit hältst du es die ganze Zeit heimlich versteckt in deiner linken Hand. Erinnerst du dich noch an Palmage?
Zack, zack, hudi, hudi, hudi,
Öffne den Beutel mit einem Ruck und du wirst deinen wohlverdienten Applaus entgegennehmen.
Ja, ja, na. 1, 2, wow!
Du musst dir wahrhaftig eine Belohnung vertrauen, denn bei so viel Zauberei bekommt man schon mal ein bisschen Hunger.
Genau.
Darum haben wir als kleine Stärkung eine leckere Banane für dich in der Schachtel hinterlassen. Einen guten Appetit und bis zum nächsten Mal.
I'm actually happy with my life. Of course, there's up and down with our life, but I would not change it. Like, I'm happy with what I achieved. Like, if I look even just a few years ago, how far I've come just in a few years. Like, okay, when I was a child, of course, I was still learning, but like even just in these last, I don't know, 5 years, I've changed so much, and I'm actually happy at where I am now, and I cannot wait for like the future, like how further I will go. I want to see myself there.
I experience a lot, and then many times people are willing to say, oh, I wish I never had to go through this experience or through that experience. But in the end, I think it makes me very strong, and it makes me with the character and the person that I am right now. So if I would erase those things, and if I would change, if I could, and I would change, then I would also not be the person that I am now. I think because of that, I won't change a thing, because that makes me who I am today. Yeah.